Welcome to the About Sex podcast. I'm Joshua Skirtu, and with me, as always, is my lovely wife, Angela Skirtu. Hi, Angela.
Hi.
And today we have Hot Pockets with us.
Hot Pockets.
Hi, Hot Pockets.
Hello.
Hot Pockets is a amateur burlesque dancer.
And we have picked our own stage names
she's
for
going
the
by
show.
her stage name. She wants to be a little bit anonymous.
Josh is going to be Sandbags.
Hi.
And I'll be Trash Face.
Lovely trash face.
The lovely.
Those are great burlesque names.
And
I know,
we
right?
didn't do my little quick quip, which is that I'm a marriage therapist and an ASEX certified sex therapist.
That is correct.
And we're always talking about sex.
Yeah, because that's the name of the podcast.
It's about sex.
Yeah.
It's not about knitting.
So how are you, Hot Pockets?
Hi, I'm good.
That's
Thank
a great
you for
name.
having me.
I laugh every time I say that name. It's going to be a silly
That's
night.
okay.
What did you?
That's
Well,
a
maybe
silly
we
day.
should ask about where you came up with that name.
Yeah, where do you come up with your stage name?
Back in the days of AOL Instant Messenger, that
Oh.
was my screen
That's
name.
funny.
Oh my goodness!
You just stuck with it.
In the
Yeah.
old timey,
Yeah.
before time.
Yes, so we're going back old school with that.
Yeah. Yeah, I still have my AOL Instant Messenger name, actually. It's not on AOL, it's on MSN now, but still, I still have that stupid email address. I never use it. Anyway,
I'm always surprised by instant message. Actually, when it happens, I'm like, "What's because it's rare that people actually use it anymore." You know,
do you
most
have it
people
on your
text.
computer?
People can instant message me through Gmail, and like
Oh, yeah.
randomly it'll happen. I'm like, "Wait, who's?"
Right. And you don't even have to add them as a friend on Gmail for them to try
Oh
to do it.
yeah, because they'll be like, "Hey,"
Yeah,
and
all
I'm
of a sudden
like,
you're getting a phone
"Yeah, I
call.
don't know who you are."
I don't know you. Who are you? Oh,
Weird stories from
so
Angela
we're on the
Skirtu.
internet.
No,
so
I know.
We should talk about the topic. So,
I know.
how did you get involved in burlesque?
How did I get involved in burlesque? Well, I started out.
What is burlesque? Let's go through that
Okay.
first.
We're gonna
What-
do the whole history here.
What is burlesque?
Yeah, burlesque. It's first.
It's stripping, right?
Well, there's a little bit of that involved. It's
A little bit.
first and foremost theater.
Theater.
It really is. It's
Yeah.
a stage performance. There's a variety of types of burlesque. It can be comedic. It can be sexy. It can be kind of dramatic at times. So it can
Yeah.
really be whatever you want it to
Sword
be.
fighting?
There could be.
You could very much have sword fighting. And it just so happens to
You could like cut off each other's clothes. That would be so fun.
Pirates of the Caribbean theme or something.
go.
There we go.
I love it already. Continue though.
Yeah, and it just so happens to involve clothing removal. So the whole conceal and
It just
reveal
happens to.
part of
Yeah.
it. Yeah, yeah. So it's theater.
But is it fully nude or how much
so
reveal?
typically use pasties to cover the nipples, and
I do that every day.
Your crotch.
He does. They say hello and kiss me.
Oh, that's so
No, I
cute.
don't.
No, they don't. I just think it would be funny.
Yeah, then you have your crotch covered in some way.
You're very giggly this morning.
I am. It's the coffee. It's starting to
No
get
more
me bubbly.
coffee.
No.
You're cut off. You're too happy.
All right. So that's what burlesque is. So what got you into burlesque?
Well, I started out as a burlesque fan before I started performing. So I actually went to my first show when I was about 25. I actually went with my parents to my first burlesque show.
You went
With your
parents.
parents. Oh,
It was
interesting.
for my birthday. So, and also my my boyfriend at the time, now my husband. So we all went together, and it was a really refreshing form of entertainment. I hadn't really seen anything like that before, so I was kind of hooked.
Why was it refreshing?
I had never really seen live nude performances before, so
ever.
it was different for me. It was entertaining.
You went with your parents?
Yeah.
So
Why
interesting.
are
You
you-
went with your
I gotta go back.
parents.
Why are you with your parents at a burlesque
They're like,
show?
we need to show you something about sex.
Well, I mean, we were all adults. I was 25. It was just something to do, something to. We're pretty.
It's like, hey, mom, let's go to the strip club.
yeah.
I've never said that to my mother.
No, although your mother did teach you about sex the night before our wedding.
Yeah, she did.
She
I learned
totally
the day
did.
before we got married.
You learned the birds and the bees.
Yep. No,
So
she
you-
specifically pointed out the clitoris.
She's like, you need to know the clitoris, Josh. But he was like, oh, mom, I don't need to have this conversation.
I'm 25. Come on.
25. So is this your birds and the bees conversation?
No, we're pretty like comfortable or open about that type of stuff, so it didn't seem weird at the time. Maybe
Oh,
if
it is.
Maybe if I were like a teenager, it might have been awkward for that type of thing. But as an adult, it was fine.
You're a little older. You're a little wiser.
Yeah,
So-
yeah,
So-
yes. So after that first show, I was kind of hooked. It was really interesting. I started going to other burlesque shows with my friends. I was in grad school at the time, and my lab mate, we were like burlesque buddies. We would always go to a lot of shows together. One of the shows that we went to was a student showcase for a burlesque studio, and they were advertising that they have classes and that anyone can come take a class. All skill levels are welcome. And she kind of jokingly said, "Oh, hey, you should take a class." And I was like, yeah, that's funny. There's no way I could get up on stage and do that. I literally said that to her. There's no way I could ever do that and take my clothes off in public on stage in front of everyone. No way.
And then there was somehow a way.
Yeah, then fast forward a few years. So as a graduation gift from her, she got me a gift certificate to a burlesque studio. And I was like, well, I guess I'm going to be trying this out. We'll see how this goes.
That's funny. Somebody just forced you to do it with a gift certificate.
Yeah.
That's why I hate gift certificates.
You don't have to do it with a gift certificate.
Right.
I mean, you could give it to somebody else.
I mean,
It was a part of you that was into it.
Maybe they re-gifted it in the first place.
Oh, somebody gave it to them.
It seems like something you'd re-gift
This is
over
for
and over
you.
again. Yeah.
What was the first class like?
So the studio offers a variety of different classes, not just burlesque. So I actually started out not taking burlesque classes.
That's how you started burlesque.
Yes.
Not taking burlesque.
Avoiding burlesque.
Yeah, they had some cardio classes and some belly dancing classes and other types of things that were, somewhat related to burlesque, but not going straight into that track. So I actually spent about a year taking non-burlesque classes at a burlesque studio.
What are the non-burlesque classes at a burlesque studio?
One of them is cardio tees. So it's a cardio class with weightlifting and stuff.
But nippies also?
You don't take off your clothes in that. So it's
That is a
shorts.
tease.
That's very similar to that other dance studio girl. We had a woman come in for Sacred Movement, and they do almost like a yoga or a belly dance where you're feeling sexy, but you stay clothed and you keep the lights off. Did they do that, or was it lights on?
No, our
lights
stayed on. Lights stayed on.
Oh, okay. Point mouth. I always look at the guests.
Move the mic over then.
Oh, okay. I will fix it. Okay, come on. So, what was it? So what did it take for you to switch over? When did you decide?
Yeah, so a friend of mine, another friend who also went to a lot of shows with me, she wanted to start burlesque classes, and she didn't want to do it by herself. So she asked if I would do it with her, and I was like, okay, I'd feel more comfortable with a friend, taking it. So we started taking classes. So it was really nice to have a good friend with me.
What are the classes like? The burlesque one, not the cardio.
Right, yeah. So there are 4 burlesque classes along this burlesque track. Burlesque Basics is the very first class. It's a group session, and you really just learn how to do different walks in heels. You learn some basic glove removals and some basic skills with
Are
the
they
You have to
very
learn
high
how to
heels?
walk.
Whatever heels you're comfortable in.
Okay. But I mean, actually, it's funny. I've had boys or men, I've known men who try to dress up like a woman and they'll wear heels, and they always struggle. They'll be tripping the whole time because men aren't used to wearing heels.
Yeah. I mean, they want you to be comfortable, but
You move it like that. You need it in between you and her. You talk.
Keep talking to her.
Got it.
Fix it.
Fix it. Don't.
Yeah, so the first
can't hear
class, you don't do any clothing removal. It's really just kind of gloves, boa. You do a lot of eye contact exercises in a mirror just to try to get comfortable making eye contact with yourself first before making eye contact with an audience.
Wait, hold on. Why would you extend it and then move it that way?
Honey, this is what I want to do.
Put it back. Put it back on the other side. Put it back where it was originally. There you go. You're fine.
All right.
You're really
We're live.
distracting, Josh.
Sorry. Anyway.
Yeah, so in the first class, you don't perform in that class, but you just learn a little group routine within class that just kind of for fun to get a feel for it. The second level class, so the intermediate class, is also a group class. The instructor puts together choreography for the group, and this particular routine will be performed on stage if you'd like to be a part of that.
Nope.
I really like how the classes progress because your first time on stage, you're with a group and you don't do any clothing removals. You just focus on glove removals and working with the boa and just being on stage.
The boa's the big fluffy thing, right?
Yes, the feather boas.
I think that's an important part of it, right?
It is. It's very classic burlesque to have the boas. It's really easy to conceal and hide parts of your body and then kind of reveal it.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
Oops.
Oops. Oh no, my boa fell off.
That happens all the time to us.
It does.
Of course. The next class would be, the third one is advanced burlesque. And that's when you start to learn clothing removals. How do you take off a bra? How do you take off your dress? You know, how do you take off a skirt? There's a lot of ways to do it. A lot of ways to do it. And so, again, there's an instructor that choreographs a group routine that does involve all of these clothing removals, including stocking removals. And then that's performed on stage in a group with clothing removal.
Interesting.
And then
you get to perform with each of these things?
Yes.
That's fun.
So I really like how they have you as a group first, because it could be really scary if you've never been on stage, and if you were going to go on all by yourself your very first time, it could be very terrifying.
Yeah, that would be kind of intimidating for most people.
Yeah, so they ease you into it by putting you with like maybe 6 other people, however many people are in the class. So it has a nice progression. The fourth level, which is what I'm currently taking now, is solo act development. So instead of having an instructor choreograph a routine for you, you're developing your own, and they just kind of give you feedback and suggestions. So it's more challenging for me, especially. I don't have any kind of dance background.
None at all.
No theater background.
You had no idea what you were doing walking in there.
Right?
Are we going to tap dance now? Yeah.
I really didn't know what I was doing. So it's challenging because it's all your ideas. It's you choose the music, you choose the costuming, you choose how you're removing your clothing, you're choosing the concept and all the choreography. So it's definitely challenging, but there's a lot of guidance.
Sounds like it's a lot more homework.
It is. Yeah. It is.
Well, but it's hobby homework. It's fun.
Sure.
You know, it's not like, I got to read for this exam. No, like,
no.
You're playing, you're getting naked. Sure. That's fun.
It is. It is. It's very challenging.
Yeah.
Because I think a big difference between the group acts where someone else choreographs it for you versus one where you're making it yourself, you're much more vulnerable feeling because these are your ideas. Everything that you're putting out there is you.
So if they say, that sucked, you're like, oh.
They probably wouldn't say that it sucked. But they will, like, probably say, well, maybe do this or this. And you're like, but that was my heart.
Yeah. So, like, the good thing about the student showcase is that everyone that's performing is a student. Everyone is on a different part of the process of learning. And everyone in the audience knows that as well. So it makes...
who's in the audience?
A lot of times friends, family, strangers.
Your parents?
They haven't come to a show yet, but I did invite them.
That's funny.
So you never support me, Mom.
Well, you know what's funny? His mom won't listen to this show because she says it's about sex. So like, and we're not even getting naked on this show. So I could imagine a similar things going on with your parents. They're like, I don't want to see my daughter naked. I mean, you do you, honey.
Yeah, I understand that.
But actually, maybe we should ask about that. Like, what do your friends and what do your family think? This actually isn't your job. This is a hobby. So what do your employers think about it? Those kinds of things.
Well, it's one question at a time.
Oh, okay. She can answer them all at once.
So how did your family react when you told them you were going to do this?
You're
married.
Yeah. I am married. Well, my husband, we would go to shows before I even started taking classes.
Was it his idea? It's like,
you should do that.
Yeah.
He's very much, if you want to do it, go for it. Yeah. He wasn't pushy, but he wasn't hesitant about it either. He was if you want to do it, go for it. And a lot of people that are close to me know that I do this and have gone to a lot of my shows. At my last job, one of my managers showed up to one of my shows.
Oh, that's fun.
So there's a lot of support. A lot of people are a little surprised to find out that this is something that I do.
Yeah. You don't seem like the wild child kind of person.
Yeah, I'm not.
Yeah,
but
I can tell.
Yeah.
More soft spoken.
I had to turn your mic way up.
Yeah, definitely. But this does give me a chance to kind of explore other parts of my personality that maybe don't come out very often or very much around people. So, yeah, a lot of my friends and family are very supportive. They enjoy going to shows. They're impressed that I have the guts to get up there and do that.
That has to take some guts.
Yeah, it takes a lot of guts.
Yeah.
Or balls.
I wouldn't do
whatever you want to call it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was...
Or sandbags.
There we go. Oh, sandbags.
Sorry, defer back to Hot Pockets.
Hot Pockets.
Yeah, it's yeah.
Hot Pockets.
It's gonna be a running joke.
I'm not officially affiliated with Hot Pockets brands.
Well, we do need to put that disclaimer out there.
Yeah.
But if they ever want to sponsor you, it's okay.
But if you ever need a good
down
Hot
for
Pocket,
that.
I have a Hot Pocket right here.
Yeah.
You want a nasty meat pocket? Yeah.
What if they were going to be a sponsor?
No, they're not.
Kidding, they're not. It's fine.
Oh my god.
So have you ever had any bad reactions?
Oh, yeah.
My grandmother's not so keen on.
How'd she respond? How'd she find out?
Well, my mom told her.
Moms.
Yeah, and my grandma doesn't really have a good idea of what burlesque really is. So she hears burlesque and she equates that with stripping. So
Yeah.
she thinks I'm a stripper in a strip club.
Yeah.
Which is very different.
On the east side, right?
Yeah. Yes.
East St. Louis stripper.
Yeah. So she's very ashamed of it and doesn't want to tell anyone that I do this.
Sure.
But
I think
It's
I
not
would
for
expect
her.
that from
Yeah.
the older generation.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
they are always the ones that are like, what?
yeah. So it's
She's like, back in my day, we just called us strippers.
yeah. So she's not too hot on it.
She's not too keen on it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No.
That's normal. Why do you do it?
Why do I do it?
Yeah, why do you do it?
I do like to challenge myself in a variety of ways. I have challenged myself academically. I did go on to get a PhD. And now I'm kind of doing a 180 and I'm challenging myself like creatively, I guess is the best way to put it. This also challenges me to be more confident on stage in
Yeah.
front of people.
Yeah, you have to have confidence. to get
Yeah,
up there.
that's
Take your
something
clothes off.
I think along with a lot of other women, a lot of women lack confidence. And
Yeah.
this is definitely
yeah.
a great way to improve that. Because if you can get on stage in front of a crowd and get naked, you kind of come away feeling like you can do anything.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
it's a really cool feeling
Yeah.
to be able
Kill
to do
somebody.
that. That's not quite where I
All
went
the
with that.
confidence in the world. I'm only teasing. Could you imagine, though, right? No, but I mean, that's really cool. So you feel like with this, then you feel confident to maybe do other things in life, too, that you wouldn't have because you were scared or something?
Yeah, like in my job, if I have to, speak in front of a large group or speak to higher ups or something, I do feel more confident and more
Yeah.
comfortable.
Because
in
you're
that.
not naked then.
Yeah.
So, like, this is easy. I don't even have to take my top off.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. So parts of it have like translated into my job as well.
That's cool.
Usually you're supposed to imagine the audience naked,
Yeah.
though, not be naked yourself.
Yeah, I
so
know,
you
it's-
kind of did the rules wrong.
I did. But, it still worked out pretty well.
So what was it like going up there the first time? Like, were you nervous?
Oh, I was terrified.
Yeah, were you shaking? or-
My heart was racing. I definitely had to have a few alcoholic beverages to have me get up there.
Warm you up?
But
yeah.
not too many
funny.
to where I would stumble. It had to
Right.
have the right amount.
You weren't sloppy drunk.
Oh,
right.
that's right.
But you need a little bit to kind of calm the nerves. It was terrifying. I had never been on stage like that before. I'm not a performer, with any kind of training. I was focusing on not throwing up on stage
That was the goal.
and
That's
not tripping in my heels.
okay.
And then just trying to remember what foot goes where, what hand goes where.
Yeah.
That's
So just
literally
don't screw it up. That's
Yes,
all that was in your head.
That's all my mind could handle at that time.
Yeah.
It went by so fast, and just to do like a little shoulder roll or show a little leg and have so much cheering and
Yeah.
whistling for that little thing, it's definitely a big confidence
Yeah, it
boost.
sounds empowering. It's like,
It does.
ooh, look at my shoulder. Ladies.
I know.
Like, I can't wait to see that shoulder.
So yeah, it went by so fast. Adrenaline's rushing all through my body, heart's pounding, and I'm just trying to focus on these few things, and then it was over, and it was done so fast, and I'm like, that wasn't so bad. That
Yeah.
really wasn't.
Because it was in and out.
Yeah,
Done.
yeah. And then afterwards, I think back to all the things I might have messed up on a little bit, and I'm like, oh, I want to get up there again and do it again, but better. Now
Oh,
that
so you were ready to get up again right away.
I maybe not right away, but yeah, it would have been nice to perform that same act again. Having gotten over the initial stage fright,
Yeah.
then if I did it again, I could enjoy it a bit more.
So how long did you do it before you actually performed in front of an audience?
The class I took was an 8-week class.
8 weeks.
So in 8 weeks, yeah.
So a little bit of a
Oh,
build
wow.
up.
They put you out there quick.
Yeah.
That's 2 months.
Well, I mean, because
plenty
you
of
could
time to warm
probably
up
spend
to
a
it.
lot of time in a class and kind of just hide in there. So maybe that's like a way to really push people. And
Yeah, I mean, we do like a lot of exercises to just kind of loosen up within class, and then we kind of jump into choreography. So
Get
you
right
just
into it.
practice choreography the whole time.
Do you get nude at all during the practice stuff, or is it only on stage?
In the practice, whatever you're going to do on stage,
You do it there
practice
too.
it
Okay.
too.
So people are just
Okay.
getting naked.
So you're
all
already
the time.
getting comfortable getting naked
Yeah,
in the
yeah,
class.
yeah.
But it's all women. Tell me, do only women do burlesque, or are
yeah.
men interested too?
It's predominantly women, but there are very much male performers.
Interesting.
So Boylesque
Boylesque.
is a thing. It's a thing. It's becoming more popular.
Yeah.
And Boylesque isn't just for men. Women that want to explore the masculine side can also kind of try out some Boylesque. There's also men that will do burlesque and, dress in heels and a bra and a dress. So it's really open to anyone and everyone.
Yeah.
There's really no boundaries for any
No
part of
boundaries
that.
there.
No,
Yep.
no boundaries.
They want to get up there and do it. They can do it.
And it's a place to explore gender fluidity. I mean,
Yeah.
I think people like like guys always, like every man I know for Halloween dresses up like a woman, like at least once.
don't. Oh,
yes,
you mean
at
once,
least
yeah.
once?
Or
their
my
costume
husband
is being a
3
woman
times.
3 times. And I think it doesn't.
Or
I think
every
everybody
day.
wants to explore it a little bit, not like every day or constantly, but everybody's
Right.
kind of curious. What do pantyhose feel like?
Yeah. So
I think it's normal.
What do they feel like, Angela?
They're satiny and soft and nice.
Okay.
And then, but only if they're not bunched up.
right.
The worst is when they get bunched up and like you have to go to the bathroom and squeeze them down. I hate that experience.
Yeah,
Yeah,
thigh
I'm
highs
the
are the way
same
to
way.
go.
Thigh highs are the
Thigh
way to
highs
go.
are the way to go.
I bet they'd be
You don't
sexy.
even have thigh highs, I think.
I don't know. Do you wear your thigh highs with a garter, or you just have them thigh highs by themselves?
I have them by themselves, so it's kind of self-stick. So
Oh,
it kind of
okay.
sticks up there. So
Just some glue.
I do have one pair.
You don't use glue.
but they're not self-stick. Maybe that's the problem because then they'll slide
yeah,
down.
Yeah. You have to have
I have
ones.
slippery legs.
You have to have a really thick top bands because that's when like the tacky part is. So if it's too thin, it might not hold up as well.
Is there a place you would suggest I get my thigh highs?
Oh God. I order a lot on Amazon. I tried different styles
Burlesque.com.
and different. I haven't been to that website, but
I'm teasing. I don't even know if that's a website. It could be.
It probably is. I haven't checked it out. But yeah, there's a lot of places you can go. Just Walmart or Kmart or some, to get.
Yeah, it's hosiery.
Yeah,
They sell them
hosiery.
everywhere.
I
Yeah.
was just curious for the sticky tacky stuff. And in case anybody there is wanting to buy these thigh highs.
But if you're going to rob a bank, they'll buy the sticky tacky stuff because when you pull it over your head, it gets stuck around your neck.
Oh, that's a
Don't
good
do
point.
that. Yeah.
Good
then it's
point.
a little bit harder to
Yeah.
get it off afterwards.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
what she
It's
said.
hard to go incognito if the thing stays on there constantly,
Exactly.
Could you imagine? Well, so like if anybody is interested in burlesque, what would you tell them? Like maybe they're on the fence. Like, should I do it? Should I not? What advice would you give somebody who's considering burlesque?
Well, first, I would tell them go to some shows so they can see what it's like.
Yeah, see what it
first of
really
all.
is. Yeah.
And they can actually talk to performers after shows as well. That's one thing that I really enjoyed about burlesque shows is that afterwards, the performers are more than willing to, chat with you, meet with you, if you
Yeah.
want to take your picture with them. It's very approachable.
Yeah.
So you can talk to them and see what their experiences are like. Just try out a class. You don't have to perform.
Yeah.
If that's the big hesitation.
I'm not going to perform.
I think you'd do great at
Nope.
Boylesque, Josh.
No, not going to happen.
I already like seeing you naked. Let's
Yeah.
get you naked on a stage.
No. I am not a dancer.
That's what
you
I
could
said
be,
too.
though. You
I was
don't
not
know.
a dancer.
No.
That's funny.
I still wouldn't consider myself to be a dancer. I still don't feel
Well,
like
a dancer
I
is
have
just
that.
somebody who dances.
Yes. So it's just something I don't
It's
feel
not
like
a professional dancer.
Yeah, I'm not a professional
Yeah.
dancer
Sure.
by any means.
No,
It's more
you're not
of a
getting
hobby.
ones thrown at you in East St. Louis.
No, not yet.
Not
know,
yet.
there are some performers. Some people will throw a few dollar bills
Oh,
on
yeah.
stage. It's a
Interesting.
nice little tip.
Everybody likes a tip. So, were you more nervous So when you got up there the second and third time, fourth time, how were you then? Did you get more comfortable? Were you still in your head like, I got to put the left leg here, and how do my nipples look? And is my hair fluffed up? Where's my boa?
Yeah. So like the initial stage fright died down a bit. I was still, very nervous before going on stage. But as far as what I was thinking about for consecutive performances was different. So the first time I was focusing on don't throw up, don't trip on my heels.
I tell myself that every day. Don't throw up, don't trip on my heels.
Yeah, so my second performance, because that involved clothing removal, I was just so focused on my costume because in rehearsal, my dress didn't always come off the way it was supposed to, or sometimes I would have trouble, unclasping my bra a little bit. So I was so focused on my costume.
Just making sure that stuff would work.
Yes, yeah, that's, and
you don't want to have to rip something apart Hulk style.
Right, you don't want to have to do that. But
if you have to,
that's
you
what
will.
you have
the
to.
show must go on.
Exactly.
Well, and even day to day, I think women are always like adjusting and like, how does my hair look? Like, I think that's just a thing we do.
Yeah. So I was definitely focused more on costume, but then I also started to think more about the character I was on stage as well. So thinking more about facial expressions and body language was definitely more on my mind the second time around.
Yeah, you're like, am I smiling?
Yes, exactly.
Or do I look like I'm constantly horrified the whole time?
Yeah, I think
I'm dancing.
I think that's how I looked the first time.
That's how you dance, right? You throw your arms up in the air.
Yeah. You do you, however
You're
you
so
want
good
to
at it, honey.
I'm fancy.
You are, baby. You are.
I know.
Oh my god.
So you're thinking more about facial expressions.
Yeah,
Cool.
yeah. And the third time I performed, I feel like I got more into the character and facial expressions and eye contact and just like subtle.
That's right. You're supposed to
movements
make eye contact
with
the audience.
Yeah.
So you're
That's
just
a part
like
of it.
constantly
Yeah.
locking
Get into
eyes.
them.
Yeah. So what I was thinking about changed from performance to performance. So I still definitely get nervous. Still don't want to trip in my heels, but I'm able to focus on other parts as well.
That's good.
Have you ever tripped on your heels?
I haven't, but a shoe did come off when it wasn't supposed to. It was
flew off into the audience?
It did. I'm trying to kick my dress off, and my shoe came off with it. I mean, the shoe was going to come off later anyway, so I just kind of was walking in one heel
roll
for a
with
little
it.
bit.
You just went with
Well,
it.
Yeah.
just kick the other one off, then you won't be leaning to one side.
Yeah. So
That works too.
That's great.
So, how did your husband feel about it when you got into it and he saw you on stage? And
he
all
was
that?
so proud of me
Yeah, he was
that I
proud.
got up there and did that.
Did he take photos?
Oh, he took video.
Oh,
Yeah,
he videoed.
Oh,
That's great.
He definitely, because
Yep,
I told him.
that's a husband.
Yeah,
Right
I was like,
I
I
wanna
need to
keep
see
this.
this.
there. I
need
must
to-
have this every night when you're away.
Yeah, he was so proud. He knew I worked really hard on that,
Mm-hmm.
and that I was really nervous about it, and that I put so much time and effort into it, and that it went really well. He was really proud, so
That's
it was really
awesome.
nice.
That's sweet. Did it translate? I mean, I don't know if this is an appropriate question or not, but did it translate into the bedroom at all?
Yeah, did it make your sex
sexier?
life like, oh, dance for me?
Dance for me like my wife used
I'm sure
to.
that's a question. Do you dance for him at home?
Oh, yeah, that's
Oh,
interesting.
well, I
one.
have a few, extra little outfits and
Yeah.
a few little moves here and there,
Yeah.
but there hasn't been any drastic changes.
Yeah.
I would say. So,
Just more boas around, right?
more boas.
More
You're
boas
gonna
in
incorporate
the
boas
bedroom.
into your sex life.
Oh yeah.
You're like,
You
come here,
always
big
do
boy.
that. That's funny.
Oh, maybe we need a boa, honey.
I've been saying that for years.
He does every time we pass a boa. He's like, why don't we have this in our bedroom? No, it's not true. He doesn't do
I
that.
feel so hollow without one.
It's empty.
You can borrow one of mine.
Empty.
Empty. Our daughter, that's her word. It's
Her new
empty
favorite
for
word.
a
She'll hold up her
cup.
cup and say that
really
over and over
cute.
again. I'm like, it's not empty. It's just not milk. You drink your water.
Yeah. Oh no. She always wants milk. It's empty. She's tricking him. That's actually what's happening.
She's a liar.
Yeah.
That's the truth.
Oh my
I don't even know how to respond to that. Our daughter is a liar. She's just trying to trick you or get more milk.
That's called lying.
Be like, daughter, you're a liar.
Yeah, Olivia. Ugh.
Well, cool. Are
That's
there
cool.
any? I don't know if I have any other questions, but
No, I
I'm curious
think
if you have any other final thoughts about it, or even things you want to plug because you're allowed to do that.
Yeah. So with burlesque, something that surprised me, I guess, or I didn't really know beforehand, is how much work is involved in it. There's so much time that is spent on costuming and choreographing and picking the right song.
Sounds like a lot of work.
Yeah, all the burlesque performers you see make their own costumes. Like,
really?
That's
like they make the dresses and everything?
a lot of times, like, they'll piecemeal some stuff together. Like,
Yeah.
you might find, oh, I like the bottom part of this dress, and I like this other part over here. There's a lot of
staple them
sewing.
together.
There's
Yeah.
a lot of sewing and
Yeah.
a lot of, like, liquid stitch and rhinestoning. I think
everything could use more rhinestones.
you know what? That's a common saying. in burlesque.
What do you mean by liquid stitch? Is that so that it opens
glue.
up easier or
It's
something?
I don't know how to sew, so I just literally it's fabric glue that I use to glue things together.
So you don't have to sew.
Yeah. There's ways to get around it. It's not the best option, but it'll make do.
It'll work.
Rhinestoning takes so long.
What
I
do you
think
put rhinestones on?
everything.
Don't you have a bedazzler?
'Cause that's pretty much what it is, right? The bedazzler.
Yeah. I think for the last show, one of the other performers that was in my act spent 10 hours rhinestoning a bra. Like, there's so much
seems a
time
bit
and
much.
effort that goes into it. So it's just so much more work.
Everything
than you
has to
think.
be shiny, though.
Yes,
Yeah.
definitely.
If it's not shiny, it's not worth being on stage.
Exactly. See, you're picking up on it pretty well.
Nailed it.
He's going to be a great Boylesque dancer.
Yes.
Nope.
Yes.
Sandbags will not go on stage.
Put in your vote, people. Do we want Josh to do Boylesque?
Not
The
gonna
more
happen.
votes we get, maybe he'll try.
Yes.
No.
So it's a lot of work, lots
Yeah.
of rhinestoning.
Yeah, and burlesque performers, they're some of the most creative people I've encountered. Like, they can take a concept or, like, take a piece of clothing and, like, turn it into something, like, really cool.
By adding rhinestones, right?
Well, yeah, there's always rhinestones.
Do you feel like there's a sense of community in the group, too?
Oh, definitely. The burlesque community is, like, the most, like, helpful, encouraging community I've encountered. I know a lot of times people might think that when there's a ton of women on stage, there might be a lot of cattiness backstage type of thing. But I haven't experienced anything like that. Everyone is so helpful.
Generally, you're the catty one if you don't.
Oh, my God. If you're having trouble with your costume or you need adhesive for your pasties, everyone's very helpful. If you have hair
that's good.
issues, like, they're there to help. And
Hair
they're there-
emergencies or
Yeah.
a pasty
Those are real
emergency.
things.
They
They're
are.
emergencies.
They
Yep,
are.
yep.
What? Oh no, we run out of pasties. Quick, somebody go to 7-Eleven.
What's up?
I don't know.
Did I sell
Where do you buy pasties? I don't even
at a
know.
sex store or online?
Or make your own as well.
You can
You
make
can
a
make your own.
pasty, like with a heart.
Well, now we have a
And
craft product
construction paper.
we need to work on.
Yeah,
Fabric glue and construction paper, right?
I mean, whatever works, you can do with that.
I don't know if
Just
fabric glue would come
imagining
off,
this
though.
as a craft project with my daughter. Let's make pasties. She doesn't know what she's making. That's terrible. Whatever, if she gets into it.
Yeah, they're not that hard to make.
No,
so.
how do you make them?
Well, first you have to find something circular that's the right size
Yeah.
to cover
Okay.
you. That's step one.
Know your size.
Yeah.
So, like, mine will be about this big,
Okay.
4 inches wide.
It's really fun experience to go around your house trying to find things that
That'll
match your
match
size.
Yeah.
For me, it's a can of Fancy Feast cat food. That is literally what I use. It's the right size.
That's awesome.
fun
That you use cat food can.
Fancy feast.
Fancy
yeah.
feast.
All right.
Yeah, you trace a circle on, like, fabric or sometimes that foam paper, that art paper that's foamy. You trace a circle and you cut out, like, a little wedge, like a pizza slice, and
So it could be more like
then
rounded.
you use hot glue to pull it together so it has, like, little point.
you put the
on
hot
it.
glue on your nipple.
No.
Oh, you make it first.
The two open ends of the
Sure.
part that you cut out.
I
You
know.
you glue it together, and then you can decorate it.
How does it stick on you?
There's a lot of different things you can use. Like wig tape is one, fabric
Wig
tape.
tape.
Wig tape.
That's an actual
That's
thing.
a thing. It's a
Because
real
it
thing.
sticks the wig to the
Yes.
head.
I
Yes.
know what I could assume what wig
I was
tape
explaining
was.
for the audience.
I'm assuming you tape a wig onto your head with it. Yeah.
Yeah. Like eyelash glue adhesive for fake eyelashes. Some people use that as well. You really just find something that works for
Whatever
you.
works,
stuff
but will
that's
come off.
non-toxic
No
for the
super
Yeah.
glue.
No super glue. That's
Yeah.
probably not the
God,
best
your pasties will
idea.
be there forever. Well, I mean, I
Have
don't
you
know how
ever
much
had-
you use your nipples, but
Do you know anybody that's ever had like a pasty emergency where it fell off during a show or anything?
I can't think of it specifically, but if it happens, you just kind of, cover yourself and go with it, laugh at yourself. Yeah.
That works.
And usually it's one of the last things, right? So if it happens, it's not too long.
It's towards the end, yeah.
All right.
Sounds good. Well, thank you for being here. It was really interesting to learn about burlesque.
Yes. Happy to be here.
Thank you for coming, Hot Pockets. I'm Sandbags.
As always, Trash Face.
As always, Trash Face. You can find her at
St.
Louis Marriage Therapy.
www.therapistintstlouis.com.
Yeah, that's the one. And you can find us at aboutsexpodcast.com, or you can find us on YouTube and check us out on iTunes. So, have a good day, everybody.
Thank you.
Bye.
Thank you for joining us.
Yeah, thanks for being here.
Yeah, you're welcome.